Okay, now we're going to move over to the Clinton Red Devils. Coach Scott King, bring your guys up.
Glad to be back again. Always enjoyable to be here on Friday. He's short, Mike. I know you can still see me. These guys enjoy being here. They enjoy eating. They made the remark they didn't know what we're going to get to eat today, but they felt like it would be pretty good. They'd rather be here than at the cafeteria. No offense, Miss Jacobs. They don't mean nothing personal. They just know they'd get maybe something a little bit better today. We got a game against Chapman tonight. 2 weeks ago, we played Abbeville at home. Ended up losing 24-22. No punts in the game. Neither team punted. They stopped us twice. We stopped them once. That was pretty much the tale of the game. We played pretty well on offense. They played pretty well on offense. Neither team, like I said, didn't play bad on defense. Just didn't play good enough. Just didn't play good enough to stop the other team. My fault. When I sent an email to Jay Wilson, I left off Devontae Robinson. Devontae stepped forward, played nose guard for us. Junior defensive lineman, had 3 tackles in the game. He's athletic, and we expect big things from him each and every week. Also in that game, Truett Burns, our kicker, 4 on touchbacks. Like I said, he didn't have to punt that night, which is the way you want it to be. And you want him to kick a bunch of touchbacks as well, and he did that. He's also been punting real well all season. He's been a weapon for us. Also, Matthias Williams, who that night was playing fullback, just a little bit of tailback, but mostly fullback. And anybody who watches us knows that 95% of the time the fullback's going to be at the point of attack at our play. And if we don't have one good blocking at fullback, you're going to have a rough night. And he's done a good job for us. Last week we played Broome, first conference game. Ended up losing 41-25. Didn't play well enough on defense on the edge. Played pretty well on offense. Malik Floyd, offensive guard, leader of the offensive line by far. He's been our best blocker all year. Will continue to be our best blocker all year. Also, Matthias stepped forward one more time. Matthias had to make the move to tailback most of this past week. Ended up with 20 carries for close to 130 yards maybe. A touchdown or 2. I can't remember exactly which. I know he had a 40-yard touchdown. But he had to step in and fill in the tailback shoes, and has done so well. Like I said, he's played fullback all year. He's been waiting on his carries. I tell him, they coming, son. They coming. And he's been making the most of them. I think the week before he had about 80 yards on about 10 carries. And last week, like I said, he had about 130 on about 20. I hope he gets about 25 tonight. That'll be good for the Red Devils. Like I said, tonight we go to Chapman. Second conference game. And like I told our guys, there's 3 teams that are 1-0 and 3 teams that are 0-1, and that's the only thing that matters right now. All right, Chapman's 0-1 and we're 0-1. It's a big night for us. We need to get on the winning track. We need to put a whole game together. All right, these guys work hard, and we anticipate that happening this evening. Once again, we appreciate being here, and these guys enjoy it. Thank you.
Okay, now let's move to Lawrence High School. Coach Lawson, if you'll bring your guys up front, we'll talk about the Raiders.
Well, I'm excited, it's Touchdown Friday, because superstition-wise, I like Touchdown Friday. We're undefeated on Touchdown Club Friday. I was worried last week. I'm sitting at the part table of the wisdom today, right? Last week I was worried. I did everything I could. We went out there last week, started the game, and we were down 7-0. I was fixing to get on the cell phone and start calling some people and make sure we had Touchdown Club every week. But we enjoyed coming. Kids really enjoyed coming. They love to be recognized. A lot of these kids this morning, some of them, we started something this morning where they go and open the car doors for the elementary school. It was something that we were going to try, and had over overwhelming response from our players. They wanted to do it, and we had our cheerleaders involved, and our players put on their uniform. They went around to the elementary schools this morning, and we did 3 of them this morning. Next week, we're going to do all of them. We're going to hit Hickory Tavern and Waterloo and Great Court. We're going to try to do them all. And they got up this morning, and they were standing at the elementary school at 7:15 this morning, and they were opening the car doors for those kids getting out. And I really appreciate them and the other players. Some of them are not here, but I appreciate them doing that. And I think the kids that we already got a good response back from the elementary schools about how much they enjoyed that. The kids enjoyed that this morning. 2 weeks ago, we, by the way, you know there's an over and under on how long I'm going to stay up here today, right? 2 weeks ago, we, Ms. Jacobs, by the way, we take some of that chicken because we heard it's real good. We don't get no chicken in Lawson. We done heard about that chicken. We play away tonight, too. I just picked this guy.
She knows they happy about Friday night.
Oh, I done heard about that chicken. You know, I got Daly and Paige over there. They look like they done eat a lot of chicken over there.
They ate a lot. They ain't afraid of chicken.
No. But 2 weeks ago, we had a big win. We went to Easley. They were undefeated. And still, they only have 1 loss, and that's to the Lawrence Raiders. And, you know, we felt good about going up there that night. I thought we were focused. I thought we had a good week of practice. Coach Hawkins and our defensive staff, if I could ever get Coach Hawkins to come, I tried to get him to come, but he don't ever come. He don't have much to say. I'm pointing that he got a lot to say on the field now. I can tell you can ask any of these kids, but he did a great job. He and our defensive staff, they did a great job planning for Easley, and they did last year, and they do a good job of preparing our kids to play them. And our kids went out and executed perfect that night, and you know, we didn't look real good offensively. I told somebody after the game, I said, we had a 48-minute game, and we played 48 minutes of lights out defense, and we played about 7 minutes of offense, but that's all we needed to get the win. And but we had some big plays, and our defense did a great job. And that night, player of the week, I had 2. Like I said, didn't feel like offensively we got the job done, and Roger rushed for, you know, a lot of yards that night, but I think our defense really was what got the game won that night. So Justin Rogers, defensive end, senior defensive end, done a great job for us 2 years. Had an outstanding night. One of those nights that he didn't get his name called a lot, but he did his job. When you play that type of offense that they run, he had to stick it in there every time and make sure he made a pile. Our other defensive player, somebody that I told you at the beginning of the year I was going to turn him loose. Well, he's finally getting turned loose. Desmond Beasley Jones, he didn't get to play much last year, but he's playing this year. Had an outstanding night. Chad Smith called me Saturday at lunchtime and said, Coach, who is number 40? Where did he come from? I said, Chad, that's the one I told you got hurt last year. I said, he's pretty good. And but Desmond had an outstanding night that night. I think both the fullbacks and the third string fullback, he pushed their shoulders. Chad said both his shoulders were hurting the next day because he kept meeting them in the backfield. So he did a great job for us. We really didn't, like I said, I didn't have an offensive player. I thought we played well enough to win the game, but like I said, the defense won that game. Special teams, big play of the night. Senior Josh Jones on the kickoff after we just scored. Finally, you know, the ball bounced our way a little bit, and we started getting some luck on the kicking game. And Desmond Briggs stripped the ball, and Josh Jones saw it. I think he was the only one that saw it, because we were watching the film, and he just picks the ball up and starts heading for the end zone. But did a good job and has done a great job on our special teams all year, and that was a big play for him picking up that ball and heading for the end zone, because right after that we scored and we went up and we stayed up the rest of the game and was able to win the game. last week was homecoming. Had a great night, had a great fan base, a lot of people there. As a coach, as a coach, homecoming's a distraction, but I thought our kids did real well and was focused. At first, like I said, we came out and we got down 7-0. I thought we were a little flat. I said I was a little worried. But after that, I think a little wake-up call. We had a good night. Offensively, defensively, kicking game, I think everything went well. And we were able to buckle down and get the job done. That night, offensively, and every game before and a couple of games before, a lot of these kids I wanted to bring, but they may not have had a great, may not have a great play that night, but they've been doing a good job all year long. One of the ones that's been doing a good job for us all year at the wide receiver spot may not be getting a lot of catches and getting his name called a lot, but he's doing a lot of things right downfield, blocking and getting to his man, Quay Bunch, junior wide receiver, has done a great job for us this year. And every week I know he's going to get his job done. And last week he had a good night catching the football as well. Also offensively, somebody who is very, very unselfish. Somebody that played quarterback, did everything he's supposed to do, and then we asked him to go play wide receiver and still play quarterback in the goal line set. Somebody said, well, why do you do that? Because he's pretty good at that, and we didn't want to make we were pretty good, so we get in the goal line set, and he's at quarterback. Otherwise, he goes plays receiver. And somebody that's a team player and has done an outstanding job at receiver since he's been out there. Did a great job last week, had an 87-yard touchdown reception, and does a great job downfield blocking. Hammer Walker is our junior wide receiver / quarterback, and has done a great job for us, and like I said, very unselfish player. Last but not least, Al Abrams is a defensive outside linebacker, plays opposite of Beasley Jones. Like I said, does a great job every week, but one of the things he does, one of the things that we stand on the sideline, if you see on the kickoff last week, somebody will say, well, they'll go, ooh, who was that hit him? It was probably Al. He does a great job on our special teams, coming downfield, making tackles on a kickoff and a punt, and has been real solid defensively. But he's done a great job for us. We want to make sure he got recognized, and he's one of those that continues to play well every week. And like I said, not on the list, but I told him that I was going to bring him because the last time we were here 2 weeks ago, he was the one that was in the hospital. We're glad that he's not. He played last week, and he'll be playing tonight. Mr. Tevin Barksdale was our player of the week 2 weeks ago, and I want to make sure he got to come experience this because, like I said, he was in the hospital 2 weeks ago, and I'm glad he's here and ready to go tonight. I'd like to wish Coach King and Lawson Academy, Presbyterian, good luck. Glad that, everybody won last week, and Coach, we're going to go to T.L. Hannah, got a good football team. They're 3-3. They're always athletic. Got a lot of good athletes. They lost to Easley last week, but they turned the ball over 5 times. And anybody knows if you turn the ball over 5 times, it's hard to beat a good football team. So we got our a road ahead of us. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to go try to play and do what we've been coached to do and try to get a victory tonight in T.L. Hannah. I want to appreciate it and thank everybody for being here.